Okay, thank you. I am here. I come from Mexico. As I want to present work I am making for my own in my free time and so on. I am trying to make an SDI using Wagtail CMS that and with pygeoapi API. So the current situation today is we have a tool and standards for daily tasks, but it are evolving, requiring new techniques and new technologies that has appearing. JIS traditionally relies on flat attributes tables and with schemas constrained. Shapefiles are still widely used despite limitations. And online spatial data services are increasingly in demand today. The challenge in online spatial data management system is most of them are file-based databases. I mean, you upload a file and you publish the data of that file, and in most of the case you can't add additional data. The implementation requires an advanced knowledge for the people to manage the system, and if you have a team to have to add additional data, they most of the case don't have the enough knowledge of in system administration and that kind of stuff to make the management of only the management of the data. I know that that systems have deficiencies in key features like role permissions, management, data versioning, publication workflows, moderation, activity logs, and so on. Today, most of the system has you put the data and you publish the data and no one else. So in other part of the world, CMSs, content management systems, are widely used for content management, but that systems have only hypertext content and not spatially data. The system of spatial data lacks of that kind of tools. And I guess we, or at least me, need that common features in the CMS, in the system for management of spatial data. The motivation I have to build this system is most of my users need the possibility to add new data over his current data sets incrementally, and in most of the case, the intention is that that data was live data. And most of them have the need of protect his data from the other users because they can be in different areas or departments, so not all the people can be able to change all the data of the other people. Most of the current solutions are big enough and hard to deploy, so it's difficult to get scalable. So I have the vision to develop a spatial data management system like a CMS, but SDMS, supporting the modern standards, preferably using Python only. That was a very opinionated choice, I know, but I like Python, sorry. So, as I told before, I am working in Wagtail. It's not a typo. I make a word game using the original project is called Wagtail, but if it's spatial, I I decided to call it Wagtail. So the overview is Django-based. The data modeling is making with Django approach. It benefits of the workflow, draft states, locable, and revisions, model mixing from Wagtail, from the CMS work. Have polymorphic classes for features and resources. I mean, all the resources, polygons, line strings, points, and so on, all are features, and the resources layers are all resources. It have support for uploading shapefiles, geopackage, JSON for now, and is an approach where is using a schema-less vision for the properties in datasets. That means does not matter what shape have your data attributes, or if it changes over the time, you don't to concern about that, because the schema is not important, because it's JSON field based. The key features that the system have is obviously all the features that Wagtail have. It has Django REST framework, GIS endpoints, and have spatial data preprocessing. I mean, it checks the file format that is correct, the geometry type. It reprojects the CRS for only one to have harmonized all the data in one system CRS. We can choose what CRS we will use, but must be configured in settings. And the data sets can be published using a pygeoapi API directly from the data sets in the system. Obviously, it's not a complete solution. It has a lack of characteristics for now, not forever. I am working on improve that. I want to add OGC API processes with sub-project, async data upload using Celery and Revit MQ, support for raster files, support for no spatial data sets. That it's important because in government there is important the open data, and most of the governments uses SICAN that allows you allows upload CSV or Excel files and shape files, but is a bit not a friend user experience. In the other hand, the spatial data platforms don't consider the flat files with no geometry. Then I want to support both kind of. And I want to add support to OpenID Connect and OAuth protocols, because it's a standard for authentication and authorization that it is forgotten in the GIS world. I want to make improvements in the admin UI, and most in the future, making a visualization front end for the content. Today, the application is only for data management, not for visualization. So, I want to show you a demonstration about the thing. So, is an instance of Wagtail common. We have mainly three type of options that is resources, features, and resource data files. Resources is separated in point, line string, and polygon, so on, layers. So we make a resource. The first step is make a resource, not upload the file. So we can make a new resource, a point vector layer, for example, I don't know, FOSS4G points, one, whatever. Choose a category. We can add more categories. We can add a description. It's not mandatory. And here we can add individual features and his attributes as JSON, or can be empty, it does not matter. We can add individually another features. And it's done. But if we have a file to add to that data set, we can adding from source data files. A big problem that I know in the current platforms is that if we have a file we can upload and it have assigned an ID, for example, 7. If we have to make a big upgrade, we can do a replacement of the file and integrate the data. We have to remove the previous one and add a new file, and we have a new ID. And if we have connected services to that data set, we have to change all our clients to connect to the new ID. So in this approach, for that, we first make the data set, and later we can add one or many files over the time, and the ID don't change. So we can add, in this case, a new point vector layer. We can put a name. It's not important. It's only for identification. This has to need to be improved too, because it's individually all the features loaded. Then here is the data added from the file, his properties, and if we need to add a new bunch of data from a new file, we can make the same task previously I had. I promise it works. Does not matter. I have a local instance here. All the data we are publishing is automatically publishing here. I will do in local a quick try. As I told before, my intention is to make a new alternative of SDI, but with data management focus in the mid users, not the administrators, not the end users. There is a gap in the middle for the users that handle only the data, not the system. And well, that's the thing. I just finished. I don't know if you have comments or questions.